Joining us now from Senate Education, Senator Markwayne Mullin. Senator, it's great to see you. Senator, can you please help us break this down on what's going on at the Education Department? Because the teachers union and Democrats are really angry with what's happening. What do you think?
Well, what they're doing is they're defining the definition of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting different results, right? I mean, in 1979, when we started the Department of Education, we were #1 in the world in education. Today, we rank 34th. If this was a business, they would have shut down a long time ago. Along the way, they spent over $1 trillion trying to improve themselves, putting thousands of people to work, and all they've done is require teachers to teach to pass a test, which are federal requirements. They've required the student council that's there to try to comply with all these rules that's coming from Washington, D.C. that have to be student-led. The school board there no longer can actually run their school. They try to keep away from lawsuits that can be handed down from the Department of Education. And what the President Trump and Secretary McMahon wants to do is put the schools back in charge of teaching their kids. Why would the teacher-student union be upset about teachers being able to do their job without large government looking over their shoulders constantly?
Yeah, it's interesting what you said, Senator. I mean, the bureaucracy there in the Education Department, we saw data that the Education Department Help Center didn't pick up the phone and answer 4 million calls from students. Right. Yet they oversee $1.5 trillion in federal student loans. They got $190 billion bucks. Basically during the pandemic. But then we see school administrators, school bureaucrats, soar. The number of them soared about 700%, where the number of teachers that number grew less than half of that.
Right. And at the same time, we have our education failing our students. Now, these teachers that are part of this teachers union, which I don't think necessarily represents the classroom, they represent their union, which is a problem within itself. But at the same time, we've seen our students' education suffer along the way. What is wrong with trying something different? And what we need to do is look at what was working prior to 1979. We put it in the teachers' hands. We put it in the local government. We allowed the people in Oklahoma, in Stillwell, Oklahoma, or Tulsa, Oklahoma, to decide what was best for their students, and let the people in New York decide what was best for their students. And it was successful.
Yeah, I mean, we fought World War I, World War II without an education department. Senator Markwayne Mullin, we appreciate you so very much, sir, for joining us. Thank you.
Liz, thanks for having me on.
It's good to see you. Now